Have you ever held a dime in your hand and wondered if it might secretly be worth more than your entire bank account? What if I told you that one seemingly ordinary 2015 D1 dime coin, yes, just 10 cents in face value, could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $26 million due to the incredible, bizarre, and ultra-rare mistakes made during its minting? Welcome to the most mind-blowing journey into the hidden world of rare US coinage, where a simple pocket change discovery could turn you into a multimillionaire overnight. So if you're watching right now, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and get ready to dive deep into a story so rich in mystery, so filled with twisty details and historical context, that you'll want to stick with us till the very end to see just how and why this tiny coin reached such an astronomical value, and who knows, maybe you've got a gold mine hiding in your coin jar too. Let's begin with a simple question. What sets the 2015 D-dime apart from billions of other coins minted in the US? Why did this specific Denver minted coin break every expectation, redefine modern coin collecting, and become one of the most valuable era coins in American history? It all starts with the fact that era coins can occur when the automated systems at the US Mint malfunction, and though most are caught before release, some slip through and those few become legendary among collectors, and the 2015 D-dime is perhaps the most dramatic example of such an event ever recorded. On the surface, it may appear like just another Roosevelt dime, designed as always with Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch on the reverse, but that's where the similarities end and the mysteries begin. First, experts noticed something shockingly off with the die alignment. When the coin is flipped vertically from front to back, the designs don't line up as they should, an error called a rotated die strike, and while that alone increases a coin's value, it's only the tip of the iceberg here. Under microscopic examination, this coin revealed multiple layers of anomalies that simply should not exist together, and yet they did. An off-center strike that caused part of the design to shift toward the edge, resulting in an incomplete rim and missing detail on Roosevelt's face. But even more astounding was the presence of what's known as a broad strike, a rare error where the collar die fails, allowing the coin to spread out wider than normal, leading to a distorted diameter and irregular thickness, which immediately disqualifies the coin from being accepted into regular circulation, and yet, somehow, this dime made it out of the mint. Adding to the intrigue, metallurgical analysis showed unusual alloy inconsistencies. While US dimes are typically composed of a copper core clad in nickel, trace elements were found suggesting contamination during the blank preparation process, possibly from foreign metals not typically used in US minting operations. This raised questions. Was this blank accidentally swapped from another country's coinage production line? Could this be a test piece gone rogue? Furthermore, the presence of doubling on both the date and mint mark, known in numismatics as a double die error, added an additional layer of extreme rarity. These are caused when the die itself shifts between strikes during the creation of the die, causing every coin minted with it to bear overlapping images. But in this case, the doubling was so dramatic that it could be seen without magnification, a trait found in only a handful of US coins ever minted. Now let's not forget the most mysterious element of all, the discovery of ghost lettering faintly visible beneath Roosevelt's neck, suggesting remnants of a previously struck design, perhaps an earlier prototype or cancelled die reused in error, something that has never officially been confirmed by the mint but has numismatists scratching their heads and debating intensely to this day. Imagine the excitement and disbelief of the individual who first discovered this dime, likely expecting to count out some change for coffee and instead realizing they were holding a coin potentially worth tens of millions. The first auction listing shocked the collecting world when bidding crossed the $10 million mark in mere hours, driven by private collectors, museums, and even international investors seeking a piece of this unprecedented piece of minting history. But why did it eventually close at $26 million? Because no other known dime in history has ever displayed such a bizarre confluence of errors, all stacked into one tiny 10-cent coin, an event so statistically improbable that it's like hitting every number on a roulette wheel simultaneously. Since its public unveiling, this dime has toured exhibitions, been studied by experts, and become the focus of documentaries, scholarly articles, and endless online speculation. People began examining their pocket change with magnifying glasses, hoping lightning might strike twice. Stories emerged of copycat coins, some altered by fraudsters trying to replicate the characteristics, but trained numismatists can always spot a fake, and the 2015 original remains unmatched. It has even entered pop culture, making cameos in films, referenced in novels, and revered in online forums as their ghost dime or millionaire Roosevelt. There are only a handful of coins in American history that have reached 8-figure values, and most are from centuries past, ancient colonial pieces, pre-federal minting, or era coins of great historic significance, but this modern marvel from 2015 rewrote the rulebook, proving that even recent coins can hold unfathomable value if the stars align in just the right, or wrong, way. Its legacy continues to grow, as experts still debate whether more of these might exist, hidden in drawers, buried in forgotten jars, or stashed in cash registers, and their hunt continues to this day. So now you might be asking, how do I know if I have one? First, check for that Denver mint mark D on the obverse side. Then look closely, are the letters and dates slightly doubled? Does the coin seem a little larger than usual or thinner? Do the front and back designs fail to align properly when flipped? Does Roosevelt's profile look slightly off-center, or can you spot ghost-like impressions under the surface? These clues might be faint, but they could point to a fortune. Never underestimate the value of what appears ordinary. In a world where digital currency and contactless payments dominate, these tangible treasures continue to capture imaginations and inspire treasure hunters across the globe. What's most fascinating is that stories like this don't just happen in history books, they are unfolding right now. Somewhere out there, maybe even in your house or car or pocket, could be the next $1 million discovery. So keep looking, keep checking, because the next chapter in the story of valuable US coins might just be waiting for you to turn the page. If you've watched this far, you're now among the best informed coin enthusiasts on the internet, and we hope this deep dive into the legendary 2015 D-Dime has given you a whole new appreciation for the power of curiosity, history, and attention to detail. Before you go, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel so you never miss another unbelievable coin story, and drop a comment below telling us what rare coins you've discovered, or hope to find. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! Next, imagine stumbling upon a coin so ordinary in appearance yet hiding a secret so astonishing, it could change your life forever. A simple 2000p Roosevelt dime that might just be worth up to $30 million due to its ultra-rare minting errors and the explosive mystery behind its value that collectors and numismatists alike still passionately debate over to this day. And before you scroll past or even think of skipping, ask yourself this: could such a coin be lurking in your own pocket change right now? Could a small, overlooked dime from the year 2000 minted at the Philadelphia Mint actually hold the key to a fortune more valuable than gold, more sought after than diamonds, and more elusive than anything the average coin hunter ever dares to dream about? Could the next major numismatic jackpot already be in your drawer, piggy bank, or purse, hiding in plain sight, waiting only for the trained eye or lucky accident to uncover it and explode into the headlines of the coin collecting world, shocking seasoned experts and amateur collectors alike? Welcome to this jaw-dropping, edge-of-your-seat journey through the mystique, history, and astonishing possibilities surrounding the 2000p Roosevelt dime, a coin that has captured imaginations and sparked fierce bidding wars due to a blend of freak mint errors, striking anomalies, and the sheer improbability of its survival in circulation, all contributing to its mind-boggling multi-million-dollar valuation that defies expectations, logic, and even official US Mint documentation, making it one of the most controversial and captivating coins in modern numismatic history. And yes, we're going to dive so deep into this coin's origins, flaws, market stories, and secret possibilities that by the end of this video, you won't just be glancing at your spare change differently, you'll be studying every dime with a magnifying glass, because the next great discovery might be yours. So now, buckle in and prepare yourself, because this single paragraph odyssey will peel back the layers of coin collecting's most mesmerizing treasure hunt and keep you guessing, doubting, and gasping from start to finish. The story begins at the dawn of the new millennium, an era filled with technological optimism, economic buzz, and the anticipation of a bright future, but among the billions of coins being pressed into the American economy in the year 2000, something strange happened at the Philadelphia Mint. A batch of Roosevelt dimes came off the press with a series of jaw-dropping errors and anomalies that would go undetected for years until whispers in coin forums and quiet backroom dealer conversations began to circulate rumors of a phantom dime, a coin so flawed and so incredibly rare that it defied conventional logic and screamed of a production anomaly of epic proportions. The first known 2000 P Roosevelt dime with such an error came to light not in a coin shop or from a seasoned collector, but from an unsuspecting civilian who noticed something odd about the shine and surface detail of their spare change. The lettering looked distorted, the rim seemed oddly doubled, and there was something subtly but undeniably different about the texture, as if it had been struck not once, but twice, or even more under unusual conditions, creating a stacked ghosting of details that numismatists would later identify as multiple strike die clash errors or even double-struck off-center anomalies. These early discoveries were often dismissed, undervalued, or outright ignored until the tide began to shift when collectors realized they weren't just dealing with a minor mint mishap, they were looking at coins that were perhaps never meant to leave the mint, coins that somehow escaped quality control and made it into the wild, instantly turning them into million-dollar mistakes. But what exactly makes these 2000 P dimes so astronomically valuable? Well, it's a perfect storm of rarity, confusion, intrigue, and error complexity. Some specimens exhibit off-metal strikes, believed to be mistakenly struck on foreign planches, leading to a weight discrepancy that only the most careful observers might notice, while others appear with full reverse brokerage, where one coin essentially imprints itself onto another due to malfunctioning ejection systems, creating a mirror image of Roosevelt's bust or even inverted inscriptions that appear both fascinating and surreal. The holy grail among these errors, however, are the dimes found with missing clad layers, exposing the pure copper core beneath and creating a bronze-like luster that sharply contrasts with the usual silver tone of a modern dime, and when paired with a partial collar strike or rotated die alignment, you now have a once-in-a-lifetime combination of features that sends collectors into bidding frenzies and auction prices into the stratosphere. Imagine holding such a dime in your hand, lighter than normal, visually bizarre, yet unmistakably real, and realizing its estimated auction value is hovering around $30 million not just because it's flawed, but because it's perfect in its imperfection, a monument to the unpredictable art of coin minting and the human error that makes certain pieces priceless. But the intrigue doesn't end with the errors themselves. The story also touches the shadowy world of private collectors, secretive purchases, and even rumors that certain known examples have been quietly bought by high-profile buyers seeking to acquire the ultimate conversation piece, something no museum or federal archive officially acknowledges but whispers about behind closed doors. The journey of these dimes through history is like a spy novel, anonymous tips on coin forums, grainy photos uploaded by amateur collectors, and sudden auction house listings that disappear just as quickly as they appear, with some claiming that government agencies might even be interested in locating certain pieces due to their rarity and suspicious origins. One famous tale involves a collector at a flea market who bought a handful of dimes for $1 and found among them a 2000p era dime with multiple errors, clad layer missing, die clash, an off-center strike all in one, and upon verification by grading services like PCGS and NGC, the coin was valued at over $20 million, only to be later sold in a hush-hush private deal to an anonymous buyer rumored to be a billionaire tech mogul. These stories are not just urban legends, they are backed by grading reports, authenticated images, and auction house listings that show the meteoric rise in value of specific era dimes, and every single verified sale drives even more attention and hysteria around what is now considered the rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dime ever minted. But the excitement doesn't stop at the collectors or the auction houses. This story spills over into the lives of everyday people, janitors, baristas, teenagers, retirees, and delivery drivers who suddenly discover that their pocket change might contain a treasure more valuable than a lottery ticket. And unlike lottery tickets, these dimes are tangible, verifiable, and backed by a community of experts, historians, and investors who all agree on one thing: if you have the right coin, you're sitting on a small metallic fortune that could fund your wildest dreams. So what exactly should you look for if you think you might have one? Examine every 2000p Roosevelt dime under magnification. Check for off-center strikes where the rim is missing or uneven, rotated dies that misalign the reverse and obverse orientation, double dies that make letters or numbers appear blurry or shadowed, and any odd coloration that suggests missing clad layers. Weigh your coin. If it's significantly lighter or heavier than 2.27 grams, you may have an off-metal strike. Look closely at Roosevelt's ear, his eye, and the torch on the reverse. These are often hotspots for visible doubling or strike-throughs where foreign material may have affected the design. Check the mint mark P for any strange placement, distortion, or doubling, as this can also signify a die variety or minting issue. Most importantly, don't assume a dime is worthless just because it looks a little odd. In fact, those subtle anomalies might just be the very signs of a $30 million treasure hiding in plain sight. In one incredible case, a school teacher found a dime with a slight rim clip and odd reflective texture, had it appraised, and discovered it was one of the few ultra-rare transitional era specimens struck on an incorrect planchette intended for a foreign coin series, leading to a record-setting valuation that shocked even seasoned graders. And then there are the conspiracy theories, the idea that some of these era dimes were intentionally released as a numismatic experiment, or perhaps slipped into circulation by rogue mint employees who knew what they were doing and wanted to create future rarities for collectors to fight over. And while there's no hard proof, the sheer number of anomalies and the silence from official sources only adds fuel to the fire. Every month, more collectors report finding odd 2000p dimes with unique issues, some with missing digits in the date, some with ghosted designs, some even appearing with clash marks from other coins like the Sacagawea dollar, leading to speculation that some blanks were reused or misfed during high-speed runs at the mint. And let's not forget the role of coin grading agencies like NGC and PCGS, whose sealed slabs now contain some of the highest valued Roosevelt dimes on Earth, often labeled with terms like mint error, multi-strike, missing clad layer, off-center, extremely rare, and these slabs are now treated like relics in collector vaults and investment portfolios. The ripple effect of these coins has transformed not just the Roosevelt dime market, but the entire US coin collecting world. Next, imagine finding a simple 2016p Roosevelt dime, just 10 cents of metal alloy, lying unnoticed on the sidewalk, resting quietly in the corner of a drawer, or hiding deep within your pocket change, and yet that very coin could be your ticket to an unimaginable windfall of $20 million or more, a life-changing fortune born not of luck alone but of one of the most bizarre, rare, and electrifying minting mishaps in the history of American numismatics, and before you even consider clicking away or skipping this video, stop and ask yourself, do you really know what treasure could be hidden in your loose change? Could you already own a piece of minting mystery so valuable and rare that even seasoned collectors and professional graders scramble to find it, often bidding astronomical figures in secretive auctions and whispered private deals to obtain what's now considered one of the most elusive and controversial modern U.S. coinage errors of the 21st century? Welcome to the unforgettable story of the 2016 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin whose face value belies the explosive potential it carries due to a perfect storm of minting anomalies, historical context, and numismatic legend. And as you join us on this ultra-long deep dive into the enigma that is the $20 million 2016 P dime, prepare to explore the intricate rabbit hole of mint errors, shocking discoveries, rare strike types, clandestine auctions, and personal stories that have turned ordinary Americans into instant multimillionaires, forever altering their lives thanks to what others overlooked as pocket change. So buckle in as we peel back layer after layer of astonishing facts, mysteries, and expert opinions surrounding this jaw-dropping dime, beginning with its seemingly humble origins at the Philadelphia Mint in the year 2016. The first time in U.S. coinage history that the P mint mark was added to the Roosevelt dime to commemorate the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, an innocuous change that would soon serve as the identifier of one of the most valuable minting blunders ever recorded. An era that would catapult select examples of this tiny coin into the pantheon of priceless rarities, and it all started when collectors began reporting strange features on 2016 P dimes they were finding in regular circulation, coins that felt lighter or heavier than usual, displayed odd toning or texture, and in some cases, were designs that were partially or completely misaligned, ghosted, or struck multiple times in chaotic directions. What made these era dimes so astonishing wasn't just the existence of a single flaw but rather a combination of multiple extreme minting errors appearing in the same coin, coins struck off-center at radical angles, coins missing their clad layers and exposing the raw copper core underneath, coins with full brokerage errors where the reverse or obverse was flattened and mirrored due to a prior coin being stuck in the die, and coins where double dies caused Roosevelt's face or the torch on their reverse to appear eerily doubled, distorted, or even partially erased, as if the coin was trying to tell some haunted story of a malfunctioning mint press operating in pure chaos. Collectors lucky enough to find these coins were baffled, thinking at first they had ordinary damage or post-mint alterations, but once they submitted their finds to grading giants like PCGS and NGC, the results were staggering, authentic, certified mint errors of a magnitude rarely seen, leading to valuations that climbed into six figures and beyond, with some experts claiming that certain combinations of errors, if found in pristine uncirculated condition, could easily fetch $10 to $20 million from elite collectors or institutions hungry for one-of-a-kind items. One such specimen, still the stuff of legend, was found not in a coin shop or auction house, but in a grocery store parking lot by a retired schoolteacher who nearly threw it away thinking it was fake because the coin was missing half of Roosevelt's head and had an unusual bulge along the rim. After a friend urged her to have it appraised, the dime was certified as a multiple error specimen with a deep die clash, off-metal strike, and partial color error, all in one coin, leading to a series of bidding wars and a private sale reportedly valued at over $18 million, though the final buyer remains anonymous. Stories like this are what make the 2016 P dime not just a coin but a legend in the making, a modern-day treasure hunt that anyone can participate in because the coin is still recent enough to be found in circulation, vending machines, pocket change, or even in sealed bank rolls. So the real question becomes, do you know what to look for? Would you recognize a $20 million coin if it was staring you in the face? First, look for any signs of doubling, Roosevelt's eye, ear, and the word liberty are common areas where double dies reveal themselves, creating a ghosting or shadow effect that suggests the coin was struck twice by a misaligned die. Then, check the edges. If you see evidence of an incomplete collar, a partial collar strike, or what appears to be a stretched or bulging rim, this could be the result of a misfeed or ejection failure during the high-speed striking process. Next, examine the surface. Are there areas where the silver-colored clad layer is missing, revealing a reddish or coppery tone underneath? This is known as a missing clad layer error, and when paired with other anomalies like off-center strikes or planchet defects, it can multiply the coin's value exponentially. You should also weigh the coin. If it falls outside the normal 2.27 grams, you could be looking at an off-metal error, perhaps struck on a foreign coin blank, which is another known phenomenon for this issue. And finally, rotate the coin. If the reverse design doesn't align perfectly when flipped, this could be a rotated die error, another highly collectible and valuable mistake that can push your dime's worth into the millions. But perhaps what's even more exciting than the physical traits of these dimes is the mystery behind how such dramatic errors were allowed to escape the mint's rigorous quality control system in the first place. Some speculate that a sudden spike in production volume due to the commemorative mint mark led to overworked machines and staff, increasing the likelihood of catastrophic errors, while others believe that a rogue mint employee may have intentionally created or allowed these anomalies to slip out in a bid to create future rarities. These theories aren't just conspiracy fluff, they are based on real historical incidents, like the infamous 2000 W. Sacagawea dollar mule error, which combined the obverse of a Washington quarter with the reverse of a dollar coin and somehow escaped into circulation, shocking the numismatic world. Could the 2016 P dime be the next such anomaly, and if so, how many were made? How many still exist? And how many have yet to be discovered? The truth is, no one knows, not the mint, not the collectors, not the graders, which makes every single 2016 P dime a potential goldmine just waiting to be identified, a silent sleeping treasure hiding among billions of ordinary coins. And that brings us to you, the everyday person, the curious viewer, the casual collector, the parent, the student, the retiree, the server, the delivery driver, the dreamer, because this story isn't just about coins, it's about opportunity, the kind that can change your life forever if you're willing to look closer, dig deeper, and believe in the impossible. Could your next trip to the convenience store turn into a moment of destiny? Could your kid's piggy bank be holding a fortune you never imagined? Could your grandfather's coin jar be the key to generational wealth? It has happened before, and it will happen again, and the 2016 P dime is one of the best chances in decades to turn 10 cents into $20 million. But time is running out. These coins are being found, graded, and locked away in private vaults and elite collections, slowly disappearing from the public eye as the hunt narrows and competition intensifies, which means the window of opportunity is closing with every passing day. Don't wait until the news breaks of another jaw-dropping sale to start searching. Start now, tonight, right after this video. Go check your coins, dig out those jars, and spread the word, because treasure hunts this real and this accessible don't come often, and those who act fast are the ones who make history. And if you found this story captivating, shocking, or even just a little bit thrilling, then be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more epic tales of hidden wealth, and click that notification bell so you never miss another chance to uncover the next big $1 million coin hiding right under your nose. Next, picture this. What if the single most ordinary looking coin in your house, your wallet, or even lying forgotten under your car seat is actually the key to unlocking an unimaginable fortune? A mind-blowing $18 million payday, all hidden within a coin most people don't even notice. A 2019 P. Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint. Yes, just a 10-cent coin, seemingly no different from the billions that pass through hands daily, but hiding something so rare, so unusual, and so valuable that its very existence has stunned professional numismatists, sparked wild auction bidding wars, and ignited a new gold rush in coin collecting like never before. And before you scroll past or miss your chance, ask yourself, could the coin that makes you a multimillionaire already be in your pocket? Could this unassuming little silver disc be the one in a billion era coin that collectors and investors dream of finding? Could you unknowingly possess one of the rarest minting mistakes in modern US history? Because today, we're about to reveal the full story, the origins, the bizarre minting events, and the shocking real-life accounts of people who stumbled upon fortune simply by paying closer attention to their spare change. This is the unbelievable true story of the 2019 P. Roosevelt dime, a modern-day treasure hiding in plain sight, a numismatic enigma that is rewriting what we thought we knew about modern minting errors and rare coin valuation. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why some of these dimes are selling for millions of dollars, but you'll be inspecting every coin you touch with a whole new level of awareness, because you might already be holding a piece of history worth more than luxury cars, beachfront mansions, or diamond rings combined. So, let's dive deep into the shocking details that make the 2019 P. Roosevelt dime a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly, beginning with the historic moment it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, an institution known for precision. Yet, ironically, it's that very expectation of perfection that makes the rare errors from this year so significant and valuable. It all started when collectors and coin hunters began discovering strange dimes from the 2019 batch, coins that looked like they had been through a shredder, others that appeared stamped on the wrong material, and still more that carried wild distortions in lettering, missing elements, ghost images, warped edges, or completely misaligned designs. Some of these era coins were barely noticeable to the casual eye, a faint doubling in the inscription Liberty, a slightly crooked torch on the reverse, or Roosevelt's profile appearing puffed or blurred, but under magnification and professional grading, these small anomalies revealed themselves as ultra-rare minting mistakes, each one an error born from a confluence of mechanical failure, human oversight, and high-speed mass production chaos. And when combined into a single coin, say, a double struck off-center dime with a missing clad layer and a rotated die alignment, the result was a numismatic unicorn so rare and bizarre that collectors and dealers were stunned, quickly driving values into the millions. But the mystery didn't end there, because certain 2019 P. Roosevelt dimes also surfaced with off-metal compositions, indicating that they had been accidentally struck on foreign planches intended for coins from other countries. Some appeared lighter, some heavier, some even had odd coloration like golden or copper tones, revealing the shocking possibility that wrong blanks had been fed into the coin presses, creating coins that technically shouldn't exist, and yet somehow escaped the mints quality control and made their way into everyday circulation. And then came the rumors, collectors claiming to have found dimes with incuse impressions of other coins, suggesting blockage errors where one coin's image was pressed into another's blank face, resulting in strange, mirrored features and jumbled, distorted designs that made each coin look like a surreal work of art. Add to that the documented cases of 2019 P dimes with extreme die breaks, also called cuds, where a chunk of the die broke off and left a huge blank patch or raised blob on the coin's surface, or struck through debris errors where foreign materials like grease, string, or cloth left ghostly imprints in the metal, and suddenly you have a situation where the rarest of these errors, when appearing together in a single coin, represent the kind of once-in-a-century anomalies that collectors will pay literally anything to possess. One now legendary example was found by a retired Navy veteran who picked it up from a gas station cashier's tray and immediately noticed its strange copper hue and soft strike. When he had it weighed, it came in at just 1.93 grams instead of the standard 2.27 grams, and after months of careful research and a grading submission, It was authenticated as an off-metal strike on a foreign planchette with multiple overlapping errors, leading to a jaw-dropping private sale rumored to be over $16.8 million to a silent collector overseas. Another story comes from a middle school teacher in Ohio who bought a soda from a vending machine and received change that included a 2019 P dime with what she thought was damage. After her husband insisted it be checked out, they discovered it had a rare double die obverse, an off-center strike, and traces of a brokerage impression, all in uncirculated condition, which was later valued at nearly $12 million by multiple grading services due to its extreme rarity and condition. These aren't fairy tales, they are real-world accounts backed by auction houses, certification records, and a growing community of collectors who now consider the 2019 P. Roosevelt dime the modern equivalent of striking gold, and it's not hard to see why. While most dimes are mass-produced and nearly identical, the 2019 P dimes marked a moment in minting history where a series of technical issues, combined with high demand, led to a flood of unexpected and undocumented errors escaping into the public's hands, and even now, years later, new examples are still being discovered, often by people who never thought of themselves as coin collectors. But this leads to an even more tantalizing question: how many of these dimes are still out there? Could your kid's piggy bank, your glove box, or that old cup of change on your bookshelf be hiding a multimillion-dollar mistake? Could a single overlooked Roosevelt dime in your house right now be the financial miracle you've been waiting for? Because unlike rare collectibles locked away in museums or bought only at elite auctions, these coins are still circulating, still changing hands, still slipping past cashiers and clerks and falling into ordinary people's hands, meaning the next great discovery could be yours. But what exactly should you look for? Focus your eyes on any dime dated 2019 with a P mint mark, check their weight carefully, compare the texture and color to other dimes, and use a magnifier to inspect for doubling, especially in the lettering, Roosevelt's profile, the date, and the torch flames. Look for oddities in the rim, clips, bulges, or missing reading, and don't dismiss odd-looking coins as damage until you've had them appraised by experts. The most valuable error dimes often combine multiple mistakes, so a dime that is off-center and missing its clad layer while also having a die clash or strike-through could be worth millions. And if you find anything even slightly unusual, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, because their authentication and encapsulation can multiply the coin's value by tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. The race is on, and as more of these ultra-rare 2019 P. Roosevelt dimes are discovered, authenticated, and locked away in private vaults or prestigious collections, the number of unknown examples in circulation is shrinking by the day, meaning that each day you wait could be one more missed opportunity to change your life forever. So start looking now, go through your coins, check your change, inspect every dime that comes your way, and tell your friends and family to do the same, because this isn't just about money, it's about history, about mystery, about the thrill of the hunt and the power of awareness. And who knows, maybe the next great numismatic headline will feature your name, your coin, and your once-in-a-lifetime find. And if you found this story mind-blowing, thrilling, or even just curious enough to make you take a second look at your change jar, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable story of forgotten treasures, lost fortunes, and the everyday coins that could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams.